gonna try my best not to get too hood with y'all with this topic. Oh, well, I guess I need to take this off if I ain't gonna get hood with y'all. Be right back. Hi, YouTube. Oh, y'all, the whole point was to take this off, but I guess I didn't. Ooh. You guys, these braids are so heavy. Like, I cannot. When I say cannot, I cannot. But anyways, let me get on to the topic. Today, I'm going to be talking about spousal abuse. I personally have not ever gotten any type of situation where my spouse or my boyfriend, my loved one, any of those have ever thought in their head that it was okay to hit me. I have not been in any of those type of situations. I have dealt with crazy boyfriends, but not any type of boyfriends that would like literally beat me. No. So I'm gonna just touch I'm gonna list off a couple of things that I think that you should do if you are getting abused by your spouse. And I'm also gonna do different scenarios. So if you're newly married or married, whatever the case may be, and it's just you and your husband and you guys don't have any kids, the best thing for you to do is to pretty much, the first step to all of them, no matter if you're married with kids or married just you and your husband or y'all boyfriend and girlfriends, the first step is always to recognize that you're being abused and it's not going to change. Guys will sit there and tell you like, no, they will not, they won't do it again, is what the quote unquote, what most guys always say is, I'll never do it again. They apologize and they give you something, or I don't know, you guys have makeup sex, whatever you guys do. But what you need to recognize is that he's lying. Okay? If a guy will hit you once, he'll hit you twice, is what I have always been taught, like growing up. And that being said, if a guy hits you once, he's going to hit you again. So you might as well just get out the situation right then and there. If you're already past that little step of recognizing that you're being abused and you know that you're being abused, the next step is to try to document everything that is going on until you're able to leave. Okay, document it is like so that, okay, you can either call the cops and have the cops keep record, or you could keep a personal record. It's literally your choice on how far your relationship or your spousal abuse is going. But that's my second little tip that I can give you. The third one is to try to get out the situation. No matter if you have to call the cops to help you pack your bags and leave, then that's what you need to do. If you need to call a family member to set up a place where you could stay. And a lot of people who are physically abused by their loved ones or spouse or anything like that and has children, or even if they don't have children, most of the reasons why they can't leave is because financial issues. What I have to say for that is to hit this hotline that's going to be in the description down below. Hit it up. See if they have any type of shelters in your area that you can go to until you're able to get on your feet. Call your family members, see if you can stay with them until you're able to get back on your feet. But at the end of the day, like, if you do have children, you should not be allowing your children to see you being abused by anybody. No matter if you're a guy or if you're a girl, you should not be getting abused by anyone. Then if your guy getting abused by a girl, then your son's going to think that it's okay that his girlfriend hits him sometimes. And it's not okay. And same as if your girl and your daughter sees you, they're going to think, you guys pause, Sophia is being very rude. Okay, I'm back. I don't know why I don't just put her automatically in her cage, but I need to just start. But pretty much, you don't want your kids to see you being abused, because then they're going to think it's okay, and it's not okay. Simple as that. And then as for signs that you can look for to see if a guy is going to be abusive, is me personally, what I look for, I can only speak from my own opinion. Well, if a guy drinks too much and he gets kind of physical or a little aggressive with you when he's drunk, those are signs that he could possibly hit you. Same as for a girl. What else do I look for? I look for like certain jokes. Like if they be like, oh, I'm dead, like some guys would be like, oh, don't have me choke you out. And then I'm like, oh, I want to see you try. And they're like, I'm dead ass, like I will choke you out. Like if a guy, like he sounds like, if he says something like that, like don't mess with him, because he could possibly beat you up soon in life. But same as if, what else do I look for? I just look for guys, like just the way they treat me and the way they act. If they act any type of too rough for me personally, I like a kind of a rough relationship, in the same sense, like don't ever like put your hands on me, like if we're actually upset, because that's not okay. And now I'm going to dig into a small story time on pretty much me growing up in an abusive home. And I'm gonna say abusive home just because when I was younger, my mom and my stepdad always used to argue. Anytime they would argue, it would be like they would fight. My mom would hit him. He would, like, my stepdad has not ever hit my mom back until towards the end of their relationship, after all the beans were spilled, which that's another story time waiting to happen. But he like when they're about to get divorced, pretty much is when he actually hit her back for the first time, or they got into it twice and he hit her back twice. But anytime before then, like while I was like 6 years old, 7 years old, around that time, my stepdad never hit my mom back. And my mom would be very physical towards him, because my mom grew up in a home that the men were beating on her mom, so she thought it was okay for her to hit on them, and it's not okay. And it was not okay for me to see that, because me getting older and getting into relationships, when I was in high school, I was really quick to smack the stuff out of a dude. Like I would like belittle him, pretty much like my mom used to belittle my stepdad. And so I think I was a junior when I started dating the officer that I was dating. I call him Mr. Officer. When I started dating him, I actually was very physical with him until I realized that like he was a grown man, so he was not going to have it fly. Plus he was a cop, so he's like, this is not okay. You don't need to be like acting like this towards me and things of the sort like that. And that's when I realized, like, I don't need to be putting my hands on him if I don't want him putting his hands back on me, which he has never put his hands on me. But I did bust him in his mouth one time, and I used to always beat him up. We used to always like just wrestle and do stuff like that. But as for like getting crazy, when we were really arguing, it was always me, it was not him. So I had to realize that like, hey, you can't be hitting on people, you cannot be hitting on these guys. So I try my best not to put my hands on anyone that I date or I talk to, just because it's not a healthy relationship. If I have to physically hit you or feel like I need to physically hit you, I'm going to let you go, because I don't have no time to be presenting myself or losing my composure in that sense. But that's pretty much all I have to say about spousal abuse. Try to get out of it the best way possible. Shelters, family homes, anything that you need to do in order to get out of the situation until your finances is back up, or even if you're just scared in general, call the cops. Like, they're quote unquote, you guys know I'm not really with the popos like that, but I mean, cops' jobs are to protect and serve. And so that being said, they're here to protect you. So even if you're black, white, doesn't matter what race you are, you need to leave your abuser. And then another thing, oh goodness, do not call the cops, cause a whole scene and spectacle over you being abused, and then go back to the abuser. Y'all, I'm so happy I'm touching base at the end of this. But do not go back to your abuser. The whole point of getting away and trying to better yourself is so you do not have to deal with that person. Not so you can try to work things out, quote unquote. If a man hits you, he will hit you again. If a girl hits you, she will hit you again. Me personally, I try not to smack the shit out of dudes, but at the day, if I done it once, I'll do it again. And that's just the truth. So that being said, you need to understand that you might love your husband, you might love your boyfriend, whatever the case may be, but in the same sense, you should not ever go back to someone who has been physically or mentally or sexually, anything, abusing you. If it's abuse, do not go back to her, because that's not doing anything but hindering you and the people around you. So let me not get too deep into that, but I want to thank you guys so much for tuning into my TV show. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment below. Y'all, thanks so much for tuning into the Diamond Princess TV show. See you guys.
Give me top, and my drop top. I didn't hung on fly.